Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special JAS. Today, we're going to talk about, just for a few moments, we're going to talk about Fantastic Four First Steps. Suzanne and I were blessed to be able to see it yesterday. It was very well done. When I give you my final grade, though, at the end, our final grade may not be the grade you're thinking. It was done all right. I mean, it was done pretty well. Um, you know, um, I will say this much to start. Pedro Pascal doesn't get a lot of the hate that he deserves in this movie. He did a pretty good job. I don't think he did a great job, but I don't think he deserves a lot of the hate that he's been getting lately. I really don't think so. Um, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, she does very well. She made a few mistakes, but hey, you make goofs in the film, right? And people, for whatever, IMDb, people have seen the film already. They, pick up on it and everything else like that. So, yeah. So, what we normally do is for the reviews, I just want to pick out one person. So, so I'm going to pick out Vanessa's mini bio so I can tell you folks about her later on. But let's see if anybody's in the chat that we can start out with here today. Okay, we've got Roger Blair who's coming first. Hello, Roger. Welcome. Oh, by the way, there'll be no panel. Okay, I'm doing this just as a favor to you folks. Let you know it is a pretty good movie. I think you should go see it. I'll give you like I said, I'll give you me and Suzanne's grade at the very end. But we should be here probably no more than half an hour or whatever. I don't want to stay on too long because I know our brother Curtis is doing his own show right now. So I really don't want to try to take people away from his show at the same time. So, this was just kind of, as I said, always expect the unexpected from Mikey Sue's Fort. This was last minute, okay? But I figured I better do this now because my brother Larry, in about 4 hours or so from now, he's going to be doing a special live stream about the earthquakes we've had recently, the one in Arkansas, the big one we had over there in the Russia area, which they call Kamchatka Peninsula, which is going to affect a lot of Pacific seaboard cities, all up and down the coast, from Washington State all the way down to the end of Baja California and in between. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of alerts for tsunamis. Hawaii, Alaska, all of these places are in danger. And then, of course, don't forget, Alaska also has a huge volcano there, which is ready to go off, Mount Spear. So, yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of that later on. But this is all about Fantastic Four. Okay, so, but I promise, as I said in the description, there will be no spoilers. I promise. I just want to let you know how the actors and actresses did and everything. Let you know who they are. And I do want to ask you to please, if you do go see this film, make sure you stay for the post-credits. There are two scenes, actually. One that is just after the movie ends and one towards the very, or at the very end, which involves Dr. Doom. Yeah. Yeah, but you don't see Robert Downey's whole face though. But anyway. Okay, awesome. Well, hey, if Curtis wants to come over here, have him tell him to do us a Curtis raid, and we'll see how he's doing. Thanks, Jeff. Okay, so hail, Mikey, Roger. Curtis is just finishing up. Very cool. And Roger says, howdy, Jeff. Wow. Thank you, Jeff B. That's very helpful of you. Thank you. Okay. So let me just go ahead and, like I said, I'll give you the basic cast of the four of them. And then, this is how I usually treat when I do a review without the spoilers. I just try to give you the names of the people and how well they're doing. So, yeah. Okay. All right. So the director of this movie is Matt Shakman. He spells it Shakman. The writers were Josh Friedman, Eric Pearson, and Jeff Kaplan. It stars Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. And then you have Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. You have Ebon Moss Bachrach. I hope I said his last name right, as Ben Grimm. And you have Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. And Galactus is voiced by Ralph Ineson. And Shalabal, who is a female Silver Surfer, is played by Julia Garner. Yeah. So those are the main characters in the film. And let's see. Okay, so far, and it's considered space sci-fi, superhero, action adventure sci-fi. The basic plot is forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond. The Fantastic Four must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus and his enigmatic herald, Silver Surfer. Okay. Currently, over 83,000 people have seen this to give it an IMDb rating, which is about a 7.4 out of 10. That's about a C+. I think that both Suzanne and I gave it a higher grade. But like I said, towards the end of this stream, I'll let you know what that grade was. It is an hour and 54 minutes long, so just under 2 hours. And it did receive a PG-13 rating. Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do quick before I give you my impressions on it is just give you that mini bio of Vanessa Kirby. And you know what? We'll also add in Julia Garner as Shalabal. Will give you her little mini bio as well. So for the ladies. Okay. All right. Vanessa Kirby not only is an actress, but she has produced and she's also worked on soundtrack. She is an English stage, TV, and film actress from 2016 to 2018. Kirby has portrayed Princess Margaret in Peter Morgan's Netflix series The Crown from 2016, for which she won the BAFTA award. That's the equivalent, of the Oscars, but BAFTAs in England, for Best Actress in a Supporting Role in a Television Series in 2018. She starred as Estella in the BBC adaptation of Great Expectations, Joanna, in Richard Curtis's romantic comedy About Time in 2013, and Mission Impossible Fallout from 2018. She's known mostly for her stage work, having won acclaim and awards. She was nominated for one actual Academy Award, one Oscar. Okay. All right, so in The Crown, she was in 18 episodes as Princess Margaret from 2016 to 2022. And in Mission Impossible Fallout, she played the White Widow in 2018 alongside Tom Cruise. And like I said, she's Sue Storm, known also as the Invisible Woman. And in Pieces of a Woman from 2020, just before that dreaded worldwide disease thing, she played Martha in that movie. And so this is her most current movie. However, she does have 4 more movies coming up. She's going to return as Sue in Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars, which are still in development and in production. She is going to come in Ruins Part 2, because we've seen the first Ruins, me and Suzanne. But she's going to do the sequel, and that's in development. And then she's going to do Night Always Comes, and in that she plays a lady named Lynette, and that's coming up this year. So that's just been completed. So she'll be back in another movie after this pretty soon. Okay. So that's Vanessa Kirby, and then when we get a chance, we'll come back and we'll talk about Shalabal, Julia Garner. So, okay. And let's see. Hail, JPRPH1. Hello, John. Jeff B says hello to JPRPH1. Roger says, didn't Jennifer Garner play another character on another movie? Okay, you're thinking Elektra, which was in Deadpool and Wolverine, where she reprised her role. No. This is Julia, Julia, not Jennifer. Okay, Roger, I just let you know. Yeah, her name is Julia Garner. She plays the character's name is Shala Ball, and she's the Silver Surfer. So it's a female Silver Surfer. She's also known as the Herald for Galactus. Yeah, that's Julia Garner. Just to clarify that. Anyway, um, and then Jess says, "Well, with baby makes 50 or 5. Oh yeah, the baby, right? Fantastic Five, maybe. Yeah, well, maybe the baby. Okay, according to Galactus, Galactus saw the baby's inner soul. The baby of Sue and Reed is supposed to be like a special godlike child. Later on, that grows up and then will do stuff. Yeah. So I mean, that's just a hint there. I hope I didn't spoil that for you guys, but yeah, the baby's supposed to be special. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Yeah. Okay. So hello, folks. Hello there, JPR, John, and hello, John, and hail from Jeff. And John says hello, Roger Blair and Jeff B. He also says hail, Mikey. Thank you, John. And Suzanne says hello, and to everyone. Roger says hey, John, and he says, "Oh, okay, thanks, Mikey. Hey, no worries, no problems. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good, Roger. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, I know. You were just thinking of right the other Garner, right? And I was too. You know what? I was really, I was really happy to see Jennifer when she came back as Elektra, right? But then when I saw Wesley Snipes' Blade came back, woohoo! I went nuts in the theater, baby. Yeah, yeah, I was a little, I upset it. I know I upset Suzanne a little bit, but she forgave me. I was like, man, I was excited, Daniel's Hot Topics mentioned it, said, oh, Blade might come back, and all this stuff. And I said, well, I hope so. They needed Blade, and he did. And then you had Channing Tatum show up as Gambit. I think he makes a better Gambit. Plus, he is from the South, right? He's from Louisiana originally, and he can speak fluent French. So there you go. Channing's coming back or coming in as Gambit was perfect. I love that, and the way he flicks the cards and stuff. Oh, the bomb cards, the explosives. Oh yeah, totally cool. Okay. Yeah, Jeff says as long as the baby wasn't another thing, would have been a tough birth. Well, it was supposedly a very tough birth in zero gravity. Shh. Wait till you see that. Okay, I'm just giving you a little bit of a boost here. You want to see Sue Storm give birth in zero G? I won't say how she did it, but you guys got to check that out, especially if you want to see that live. In this movie. Yeah, it's very very cool. Anyway, I'll mark this one. Okay. Yeah, guys. So, movie it was pretty good. It was pretty decent. Suzanne and I did note that it kind of plotted in parts, dialogue issues, yeah. But otherwise, the action when it came was fantastic. The visual effects were awesome. CGI actually worked. Yeah, you know how hard that is for CGI nowadays when people say, "Oh no, 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 they use way too much CGI." No, 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 no. They used the right amount of visual effect studios, which I believe was 5 or 6. They used about 4 or 5 CGI studios. This is all at the very end credits, okay? Different little, pre-visualization, all of that. Yeah, I think they did the right amount. I do. I mean, but I mean, it's cool. It's cool. And Roger says, I'm glad they brought the girl back that played Wolverine's Logan's daughter. Yes. Yeah, number 23. Yeah, older self, right? In Deadpool and Wolverine. You're right. Good call, Roger. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, I'm glad they did bring her back. Okay. Well, while I have everybody's attention, let's go ahead and take a look at the other actress that played the Silver Surfer, Julia Garner. Take a look at her real quick. Okay. And also, Julia Garner is not only actress, but producer and soundtrack that she works on. So that's very cool. Okay. And Julia Garner is an American actress and model. She has appeared in the films Martha, Marcy May, Marlene in 2011, The Perks of Being a Wallflower in 2012, Sin City, A Dame to Kill For in 2014. She was great in that. And played leading roles in Electric Children in 2012, We Are What We Are in 2013, and Grandma in 2015. She also plays Ruth Langmore in the Netflix original series Ozark in 2017 and in several episodes of the television series The Americans, based on the Cold War with Russia. That was in 2013. She was born February 1st, 1994. So she just had a birthday. She is 31 years old. And let's see. You know what? I forgot to tell you guys the birthday of Vanessa. Okay. Vanessa Kirby was born April 18th, 1987. So also she just had a birthday and she is now the age of 38 years old. That is so cool. Okay. Alrighty, so let's take a look at Julia here for a few moments. All right. Okay, Julia Garner has won 3 Primetime Emmy Awards. Very cool. All right. So in 2019, she was in a movie called The Assistant, where she played Jane. In the Ozark TV series, Ruth Langmore is who she played. She was in 44 episodes of that series, which lasted from 2017 to 2022. And like I said, she plays the Silver Surfer in this movie. And in Martha, Marcy May, Marlene, she plays the role of Sarah in that film from 2011. Now, she does have, after Fantastic Four, she's got 2 movies coming up. This year, there is a movie called Weapons, and it just completed. And she plays Justine Gandy. That's her character name in that movie. And in production right now is a TV miniseries called The Altruist. And in The Altruist, she plays a character named Carolyn Ellison. Or Caroline, I guess. You say tomato, I say tomato, and let's call the whole thing off. Okay. All right. Well, those are the mini bios of both Vanessa Kirby and Julia Garner in Fantastic Four. Alrighty. Okay. Let's see. Let's see how much trivia these people have done so far. I'll just. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm not going to say the spoilers, obviously. Let's see. Okay, let's just talk about 2 of these things. The first 2 things of trivia. The Excelsior rocket, which they use in the film, which Reed, Ben, and Susan and Johnny Storm take to space, was named after the catchphrase of Marvel founder Stan Lee, Excelsior. Isn't that cool? In the comics, the rocket was named Marvel 1, but they named it Excelsior after Stan Lee. What a tribute. The film does take place within the Marvel Cinematic Universe on Earth 828. The number designation comes from Fantastic Four co-creator Jack's birthday, which was August 28th. There you go. Okay, cool. And it says that the name Shalabal, Silver Surfer, was created by Stan Lee and John Buscema. That's spelled Buscema, for the very first Silver Surfer comic book series. And its premiere issue was released in August 1968. And in the mainstream comics, she is depicted as the love interest of Norrin Radd, who was the original Silver Surfer. And Radd's version was previously the one that appeared in the 2007 live-action film Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, which was, of course, was voiced by Lawrence Fishburne. So, pretty cool. And it says throughout the movie, signs can be seen for a company called Timely Comics. This was the original name of Marvel Comics. Very cool. And then they had this little robot called Herbie. Now, the Herbie robot was portrayed through a combination of a wooden puppet, a remote-controlled animatronic with a functioning head and arms, and computer-generated imagery. Very cool. So, yeah, just a few bits of trivia there. And I won't tell you about the goofs. I'll let you figure that out for yourself. But as I said, uh, there is an animated Fantastic Four sequence at the end of the closing credits, so stay for that. But there is a couple of spoilers. And the spoiler uh, at the end credits, please watch because it's going to lead to Avengers Doomsday 2026. I won't tell you how, though. You'll have to take a look at that for yourself. Okay. All right. And I have Curtis Selby. Hail, Mikey Suswar. Hello and well met, Mr. Curtis. Brother Curtis, good to see you. I guess this is a Curtis Selby raid or Voice of Northern Oklahoma raid, whichever one I want to call it. Howdy to Roger Blair, Jeff B., and John. Hello to Curtis from Roger. And Jeff says, hail, Curtis. I was lurking on your stream earlier. Thank you. Yes, thanks, Jeff. That is so cool. And yeah, well met to you, sir, Brother Curtis. Curtis, yeah, you still have your link to Larry tonight? I might have to use it to get into his link, at 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 your time Central. He'll be at 7:30 his time Pacific at Mountain. Yeah. He's got his earthquake thing tonight. He's got his big live stream. So hopefully he's still doing that. And John says hail to Curtis Selby. So very cool. All right. And let's go ahead and mark this one. Okay. Right. So we got a few more minutes. So just to let you folks know, again, this movie was very well done effects wise, I would say. Usually, CGI doesn't usually help a film. It usually over saturates it. But I think that what do you say, babe? You think the CGI was appropriate? It was distributed nicely and everything? Yeah, she kind of agrees with me. But it was done right. Okay, I think it was done right. I think the visual effects were good. Practical effects were awesome. Yeah, the storyline, as I said, it tries to follow the comics. I think it does a pretty decent job. Not great, but I mean it tries to follow it. And also, like I said, those tributes to Stan Lee, Timely Comics, all that, very well done. Kevin Feige, of course, produced, so he helped out as always. And like I said, this movie, Daniel's going to lead to Avengers Doomsday because they say at the end, you got to read the closing credits. It'll say Fantastic Four will return. Oh, excuse me, Fantastic Five, the baby. Yeah, he's now a young boy. They go 5 years later, but anyway, yeah, he's a young boy, and so it should be Fantastic Five, but it says four in the will return in Avengers Doomsday. Kevin Feige guarantees that for you. He says it at the very end. So, yeah, make sure you stay for that. And then, like I said, stay for the post credits. Okay, so we got 6 people watching. Awesome. Excellent, excellent. Let me take a drink here because and I'll show you guys. This is what's left. This can you guys see that? This is what's left of my wife's homemade poutine. Pulled pork, cheese, big size potato potato wedges. Yeah. And sauce. Ooh. Barbecue sauce. Hickory barbecue. Yeah. Yummy. Curtis said yummy. Thank you, Curtis. Yeah, it took her a little while to make it, but Suzanne did a great job. So that's why I showed you. There isn't much left. It's almost gone. Yeah. Yeah, so it's really wonderful to see all of you here, guys. Yeah, like I said, the movie was very good. I think it was overall. Oh yeah, kudos to Suze. Oh, thank you, Jeff. Yeah, she did a good job. She really did. It's fantastic. It's excellent. Yeah. I'm going to finish it when I'm done here. Trust me. And I'm going to like clean the plate. I'm part of. Let me ask you in the comments: have your folks or any of your relatives ever talked about a clean plate club? Clean plate club. Have you ever heard of that term? If you have, let me know in the comments. Or if that's just something you're not familiar with. I can really describe that real briefly to you. It's pretty simple. But my mother and her mother before her, who was my grandmother, Grandma Charlotte, always talked about a clean plate club. And it's weird because even my dad's mom, Mary, who was my other grandmother, she talked about it. And then there was my dad's relative, Aunt Florence, who passed away a while ago. Rest in peace. Of course, all the grandparents are gone too in my family, both sides. But especially Florence always talked about clean plate. And I was like, huh. So I guess that's something that's common. But like I said, if you guys know anything different about that, let me know in the comments. I just wanted to hear your view on that. Before we finish. There is 7 people watching. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, remember, don't forget it tonight for myself and for Larry and Curtis. I hope you did. Hit that like button, and if you like what you see, don't forget to hit subscribe, because here at Mike Seuss 4, we only need less than 20 people left to make it to 300, so we can do a special live stream for all 300 of our family members who are also subscribers in the community. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. That's this little thing right here. Make sure you hit that bell so that you can be notified of all future podcasts. There might be interviews coming up for this channel in the future. There will be mystery shows where we will be doing watch parties of mysteries like Phoenix Lights, Sasquatch, Loch Ness Monster, like Okanagan Monster, and so on. And even paranormal stuff, haunted houses and things like that. So, make sure, to do that. And then don't forget, share this with your friends and family and other members. Please. Definitely. Okay. We do steamed crabs down here in Maryland. Okay. Okay. So, Jeff, does that mean that well, I've heard about cleaning your plate in the Naval Academy there in Annapolis. I've heard that. Over in Baltimore, I know that if you have clams, they want you to finish those clams. Yeah. Or at least leave it in a very empty shell and put it off to the side on a napkin or something. I don't know. do you guys and gals have that kind of sophisticated, proper etiquette or something when you eat them, or you just eat them as is and then just kind of throw them on the plate or whatever? I don't know. I don't know how you guys.
In Africa?
Yeah, crabs he's talking about in Maryland.
I'm saying clean your plate because they're starving children in Africa.
Right, I've heard that before. I know. Yeah, clean plate club. I've heard that before because either my mother or somebody else in my family said, well, there's starving children in Africa or in Ethiopia or anywhere there in Africa. And, you should eat everything on your plate to be thankful for. Oh, and if you're in Japan or somewhere in a far Asian country and you burp, that's a sign of respect, that you respected the chef. The chef made the right, food and everything and did it right. But if you don't burp, then that means the chef was terrible, the food was terrible, and it's a dishonor. So, I don't know. I'm telling you, this is a Warehouse 13 brain. Now, if you catch that reference, I'm proud of you. Let me know. But yes, I have the Warehouse 13 brain right in here. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and stay here at least for a couple more minutes so we can get some more comments from you folks. Let's see here. All right, so Jeff B says that we used to live down the street from Annapolis. Cool. Yeah, we covered the table with brown paper We are sloppy. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's cool. I've never been to Maryland yet, so I don't know how their eating procedure or their eating is done with shellfish and seafood. I know my lovely wife here can't take it. She can't eat the crabs or anything, but I could. But I'm not sure how they're done correctly. Curtis Selby says I haven't had a steamed crab in a minute. Whoa! So that means you just had one there, Curtis? I didn't know they served crabs there in Oklahoma. I thought you guys were into all that Angus beef and stuff. But maybe you do eat crabs. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been to Oklahoma proper. Um, when did I leave there again? 1999 November. So it's been 26 years almost. Yeah. Yeah, that was the last time I was in Oklahoma. Left my second ex-wife there. Yeah. She's better off where she belongs. She belonged there. She wasn't meant to come with me anywhere. No. That's all I'm going to say about that. So I'm happy with this gal I've got right here. So, let's see. Anything else that you folks have to let me know? Are you looking forward to the movie? Have you seen Fantastic Four yet? Have any of you seen it? Uh, if you have, don't tell them spoilers. Unless they want to go see it, or well, if they don't give a rat's butt, then tell them, tell them what it leads to. Um, if I do see Daniel's Hot Topics tonight, I'll let him know it's good enough to go see. But I don't. You know what? More than likely, he's probably already seen it. I'm sure he's already gone and seen it himself. So it would make sense if he's already done that. Yeah, good point, Jeff. Oklahoma, come sweeping down the plain. Yeah, it's a long way from the ocean, Curtis. I'm kind of giggling at that, Jeff. It's a good point. That's kind of funny. Come on. Yeah, I haven't seen Fantastic Four yet. Not sure if I want to. Curtis, I think you should. You know what? All I'm going to say, Curtis, is I know you have a very open mind, especially about certain films. I think this is one you're going to enjoy. I think it's going to give you a little bit of a reminiscing about comic books. It'll give you a little bit of a reminiscing about animated Fantastic Four when that was a good series. The cartoon animated one. Yeah, I think it's going to give you a lot of good vibes. But hey, that's just my opinion. You got to go for yourself. And Jeff says, not likely to see the movie, but enjoy the reviews. Oh, thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Yes. Um, like I said, I know there may be, two or three of you, of the four of you, or maybe two of you that might still want to go see it. So I didn't want to reveal too much. But I think what's fair is if a movie's been out, for over a month, and I think by a month's time, if there isn't anybody that's seen it yet, well, you can't help them. So you just have to, you have to spoil it because maybe those people don't want to see it for whatever their reasons are. But I think that's probably the best time that people should do reviews and then give a few spoilers is when the movie's been out for a while, not when it only been out for less than a week and some moronic troll put the very ending battle scene against Galactus on YouTube. Yeah, not very bright, but that's okay. It made it worth the while for me to go see it with Suzanne, and it was more fun that way, just to see it. And of course, Suzanne, and she was right. In the last three incantations of Fantastic Four, Sue Storm dies. Well, not this time. If you call that a spoiler, fine. That's just one thing I'll say. But she does not die this time. Yeah, in the past three, she did. Not in the cartoon, though. Not in the cartoon series. But the other three films that they tried, the Michael B. Jordan thing, then you got, yeah. So they did try that. Okay. And Jeff says last movies I saw was Mamma Mia 2. Ugh. Why did you go see Mamma Mia 2? No, no. I saw the first one and I was fine with that. I didn't want a sequel. No. But Joker was good. But then Joker put, duh, stupid. Lady gagged me with a spoon. Shut up, bitch. Oh, sorry. Retract. Sorry. I don't like Lady gag me with a spoon. I'm sorry. But at least you got to see the first Joker. That was good. That first Joker is awesome. We have that. Not the second one, though. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yeah. Curtis says it is usually fun to listen to folks give a spiffy review. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, brother. If you think I gave a spiffy review, thank you. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it, though. Like I said, there may be 2 or 3 or 1 or, somebody wants to see it, just for curiosity's sake. That's the other people I'm speaking to, not just the ones that may not want to see it, but I'm also trying to give an updated, heads up on the movie for maybe that one spare person or so. It says, "Woo, that sounds cool. Yeah, let's go check it out." Okay, right? Let's see. Okay, yeah. Curtis is the last one I saw in theaters was Godzilla versus Kong. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was a good movie. I like that. Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, that was good. Bringing back Godzilla in a more modern way is so cool. And then when you brought Kong in, King Kong, yeah. And they have their own different dimensional island, right? They have that thing there, and they found that, and yeah, I mean, yeah, very cool. Yeah. All right, so I know I've kept you guys in suspense long enough, but Suzanne and I did finish with a grade of B. We gave it a B, 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10. Yeah, we gave it a straight up B. We thought it was good. There were moments where the dialogue just went, and kind of just went too slow and little and a lot too much exposition. Not enough action. But when the action scenes are there, especially the final battle with Galactus, is awesome. So please, I hope you all get a chance to see it. If not, wait till it comes out on a streaming service and then go watch it on the streaming service for yourselves without having to pay for that, or maybe pay very little for that, depending on what streaming service you have. I don't know. So, alrighty. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and thank everybody that came in. We've got Roger Blair. Roger Blair is a good friend of ours who likes to represent all of our different, uh, streams we do. And he's very prominent around the community. So please, if you get a chance, support Roger Blair for his participation in all of our channels by going and subscribing to his channel. It helps the algorithm, believe it or not. And it helps him out too. And let's thank Jeff B. Jeff B is also, like Roger, a very great representative of the community that loves to, endorse us, comes to each of our streams. Very good people. So Jeff B, same as Roger Blair, go to his channel, support him, give him a like, give him a subscription. It all helps out. Then we have our friend here, JPRPH1, also known as John Pantoriero. John has 3 channels on YouTube. This is his first one, but he's got 2 other ones. I believe he might have a gaming, and then there's another one. He has other content. So please, when you go to JPRPH1's first website on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, but then go into his more, about his stuff. He'll have his other 2 channels on YouTube listed there as well. Subscribe to both of them, please. That would be a lot of help to him. And thank you. And of course, we had Curtis Selby here, the voice of Northern Oklahoma. And he's also known, my brother is, as Tired Midnight Blogger. And this man also drives trucks for a living. So he does a lot of great stuff. And he has some of the most polite discourse that you'll ever find on any YouTube stream that he does involving politics and other matters. So please, if you get a chance, go to Curtis Selby's, uh, you know, channel there and subscribe. Subscribe to all of his channels. There's The Voice of Northern Oklahoma, his original. I believe he has two, but he might have three. So depending on how many channels he has, just go to all of them and hit subscribe. Okay? That would be most helpful, believe me. Alrighty. And let's see. Oh, Curtis. I am so sorry, sir. I did not know. I did not know. I am so sorry. I was recently laid off. Please pray for me, folks. You know we'll pray for you, buddy. You know we'll pray for you, brother. Yeah. Suzanne and I'll get Jay Aldridge to pray for you with all his prayer groups. Trust me, brother, you're in good hands with God. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all of us. Yes. Yeah. Leave everything in God's hands. That's what Suzanne always says, Curtis. It's a good piece of advice, and if you feel like you're losing touch, or if you feel like you're out, things are out of control, just pray to God one time and ask Him, "Hey, God, I'm just looking forward to you putting things back into control and putting it back into normalcy, so that I can go back to work." And He'll take care of it. Now, He may not do it the way you thought when you prayed for it, but He will take care of you. Don't worry about that. Yeah, I'll mention that later. But definitely, absolutely, sir. I didn't know. I'm so sorry. Thank you, good sir. Well, you're welcome, Curtis. Absolutely. Yeah, I have two active channels. Awesome. Yeah, I know the one is Voice of Northern Oklahoma, right? Then the other one is your normal Curtis Selby one. So two channels. So make sure you go to both his channels and subscribe, please. It helps him. It definitely helps. And Jeff B says, just a consumer here, not a creator, but good for you folks putting yourselves out there. Well, Jeff, we appreciate you as a consumer as well. That you are there to represent us, you and all of our channels, and you help us out. And plus, with your participation in all the different channels, you'll see other of your friends who may come forward and say, you know what, Jeff's going to these great channels. These people are awesome. They don't treat you, they don't talk down to you. They treat you right. They acknowledge you in the chats. I do it, best I can. Gorilla does it. Moira Kitty does it. I know Raquel does it. Curtis does it for sure. There's a lot of different people in our community, in our family. Okay, right? They're not just subs to us. To every one of us, they are family members, extended family. And we care about all of them, men and women, the kids, everybody. So believe me, Jeff, what you do is huge. Because if it wasn't for your participation, people like Hakeem, John, Curtis, Roger Blair, Toby, I'm just naming a few of our family members. But if it wasn't for all of them, we wouldn't do this. I wouldn't even bother doing this. If I didn't even have half the support, I wouldn't do this. But look, I've got close to 300 wonderful, awesome family members that I consider family, not just subs. Both of us do. Suzanne and I believe in this channel being full of kindness. We do the best we can. Yes, we do make a few mistakes. We're not perfect. None of us are perfect human beings. We know that. Okay? Sometimes I'll drop an F-bomb or I'll do some weird shit. See? That's what I said. Weird stuff. But, in the end, it's all about caring. It's all about kindness. It's all about prayer, love, and support. And that's what we give here at Mikey Sue's for. So hopefully all of you get a chance to make something of your channel. Please do. Oh, and remember, because all of you do have a blue wrench, don't forget, Curtis, you can promote your channel here. Jeff, you can too. Roger, John, you can promote all three of your channels. You can do that. I allow you full permission to do that. A lot of other channels wouldn't do that for you. They wouldn't say, no, don't advertise your channel, or they'll once in a while just say, go ahead and do it. No, every time you guys and girls come here to watch any of our live streams, please, I encourage you, put your YouTube channel link there so that people can also go there and subscribe. Please. We encourage it. We do. Alrighty. Okay, so I believe I thanked everybody. Yep, Roger, Jeff, John, and Curtis. Thank you all for being here, guys. 4 people still watching. That is awesome. You're all most appreciated. I will do a quick prayer and then we'll just go. So, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, dear Lord, we know about the past earthquakes that have happened, including the severe one in Russia. We know that there are tsunamis on their way to all of these different Pacific seaboard cities, as well as other locations in Alaska and Hawaii. They're all on the alert. They're all ready for these tsunamis to hit them. So, Lord, if it's your will, please allow these tsunamis to be non-life threatening, to be as subtle or as small as possible in the waves, and please watch out for every single person that might be affected and make sure they all get to high ground where they can stay until the danger has passed. Also, in Alaska, please, Lord, when that eruption happens at Mount Spear, please make sure there's no one around or even close to when it happens so that they can all be safe. Okay? So please, Lord, for your Son, Jesus Christ, his Blessed Mother, and the most Blessed Virgin Mary, for the Holy Spirit that takes care of us all, good or evil. And also, don't forget our patron saints, Saint Suzanne and Saint Michael the Archangel, defender of heaven, who sent the evil one and the fallen angels to hell itself. Please pray for us in all things. And we ask this in your name, Lord, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay. Alrighty. So, like I say, always expect the unexpected here at Mikey Seuss 4. My wife says, leave everything in God's hands. And of course, our brother Larry, who says, always be yourself. Great pieces of advice. And finally, that awesome man named Gene Siskel, who used to be part of the Chicago Tribune and teamed up with Roger Ebert, who is also gone. Rest in peace. But Gene said most wonderful words I always loved enjoying, which was, and now the aisle's closed. So thank you so much, everybody. John says amen, waving to Jeff, and amen from Curtis. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jeff. And thank you, Roger Blair. All of you for being here today. Most appreciated. Most helpful. Okay, so in the very end, we always say, God bless America, God bless Canada, God bless the UK, and one of our best friends there, Lisa Hogan, who hopefully will come see us in September to visit. She is also known as Travel with Lisa MH here on YouTube. She does have a channel, so make sure you check that out. And of course, God bless the rest of the earth. Remember, we only have one, so our duty, our job is to take care of it, make sure we don't destroy it ourselves, and, don't piss off Mother Nature because she does have serious karma. She really does. So she'll come back and get you guys if you're not careful. And don't forget, peace always from us here at Mike Seuss 4. So on behalf of my beautiful sleepy wife Suzanne, my beautiful cats Moon Pie and Deja Vu, and of course everybody here that came to the stream, thank you all so much again for representing us, for taking care of us. Thank you, Curtis, and we'll see you all next time. Like I said tonight, my brother Larry has his stream starting at 10:30 p.m. Eastern on his channel, Be Yourself Adventures. So make sure you check that out. And otherwise, don't forget, also on Sunday, Gorilla's Random Thoughts has his next mystery movie, but it's not a mystery. It is Back to the Future from 1985, and we are going after somebody who talks about a grandfather paradox. It's a stab back at, I don't, he's a man who shall remain nameless, but we're going to give him a good sting. Boom, like that. So look forward to that. That's going to be fun. Oh, and then for Mikey Seuss 4, don't forget, we got my 2 episodes are two shows that I do. The two episodes from Red Dwarf, we're almost done. The one episode, which is now season 2 of TOS, and then on Tuesday we've got the two episodes from Get Smart. We're already on season 2 of that, and we're on season 4, almost done for the 18. So make sure you check all that out. Those shows are webcam shows. Those will be at 12 noon Eastern, right around that time. Sometimes I do start early, but no more than I think 10 minutes early. Just for some reasons where I have other things to discuss before we go into that. So hopefully all of you get a chance to take a look at that. All right, gentlemen, thank you again so much for being here. Peace to all of you, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, Curtis.